Well, the culmination of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It's a tricky journey. I mean, I've been watching Mission Impossible films for the better part of 25 years, and I have to admit, I came up as someone who probably turned my nose up at a Mission Impossible film when I was quite young, seeing it as poor man's James Bond. And then, I don't know, at some point I grew up and realised, oh, these films are distinctly different, and Tom Cruise is a, bankable movie star who really carries this franchise. And I think the point in which I really turned on the franchise and went, oh, this is quite exciting, was during Coast Protocol. I think was the one that really brought me in. And to date, yeah, Mission Impossible has been this sort of ritual of, a new Mission Impossible comes out, what exciting stunts, what new cast members, how are they going to build that roller coaster of excitement and espionage. I mean, it's not been a proper espionage film for a long time, but there is something exciting about Mission Impossible film when it comes out, and I think there is something to be said of that's where franchises work at their best, when you just have this sense of, oh, a new one comes out, great, let's jump in, recurring cast of characters, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, you see, new characters get brought in, old ones depart in various ways, and so yeah, to see this be the final Mission Impossible film, in theory, does it sort of match that big climactic finale to say, yes, this is the end of the Mission Impossible saga? Especially coming out of what was Dead Reckoning Part 1, which this was supposed to be Dead Reckoning Part 2, but became Final Reckoning. I can't say it's the massive crescendo that I thought it would end on. I mean, I did enjoy this quite a lot. Haley Atwell's a really nice addition. Bob Clementeov really, brings a lot of cool action to it. The Gabriel villain still just isn't interesting, and the AI sort of overseeing villain just never worked. It never worked in Dead Reckoning, and it doesn't work in this. And it does try to do that thing where it's tying a lot of the franchise together by referencing some of the films, saying, oh, this links this way, and this pays this off. And then it does a lot of flashbacks to the older films that you just, I don't know, it doesn't warrant those things. And so in terms of being a Mission Impossible film as a whole, I actually had a lot of fun, and there are some really cool set pieces. And again, like Fallout, like Ghost Protocol, it really brings a cool climactic style to some of the action set pieces. Whether this feels like the Avengers Endgame of Mission Impossible, I can't say it does. I mean, I was expecting a moment where all the characters who we still know to be alive, and even some who we believe to be dead, I expected them to all be taking their masks off in a big Avengers Endgame style, but it didn't quite pay out like that. Which is a relief, because that would have probably been a bit hack. But yeah, I was expecting something that just felt a bit more, I don't know, of a close to the book, whereas this definitely just feels like another exciting installment. And if in a couple of years they say, nope, we're going to make another Mission Impossible, one, I wouldn't be disappointed, and two, it wouldn't undermine anything that felt like an ending of the story as a whole. So again, I'm very happy to see a Mission Impossible, but I did definitely go, yep, this was perfectly good Tom Cruise fare, a good Mission Impossible, and it does the job.